Okay, I'm not gonna do my intro. I'm just gonna get straight to the point. The US of A, one of the most boring places to be. Like, listen, man. Where I live in the suburbs of Kentucky where nothing exciting happens. Every time I walk out the door in the morning, I walk out and think, man, this place is boring as beans. I want something new. Because no new stuff happens here. The only new stuff that happens here is controversy and other stuff. But we don't get to experience the controversy firsthand because nothing happens here. Because listen, man, everything that happens that is actually exciting, that includes politics, events, murders, and stuff like that, all the exciting stuff that keeps you on the edge of your seat, that stuff only happens in the big cities like California and New York. Where I live, it is the most boring place to be. And just to make it worse, high school exists. Now, high school is probably one of the worst places to be, like, ever. I mean, I'm just gonna go off my personal experience. But if I could just describe one word, I mean, no, not one word, an entire sentence about high school, I would say that chivalry is dead. I bet you that when you walk into a high school, you hear more racial slurs than the words hello, hi, how are you doing, please, thank you, and whatever else that is probably good. Because the manners of these kids is actually sad. Like, do we literally need to put these kids back in kindergarten to teach them respect? Like me, I'm not the most respectful person. I can't lie about that, but at least I actually respect people. I can be sarcastic at times, I can be stupid at times, I can be rude at times. But the thing is that at least I actually have a reason to. Because if I have a reason to be mad or rude, that's when somebody pisses me off. But not my teachers, only my classmates and other people that I hate. And just based off of that, the way that the USA is moving right now is actually really bad. Like, I'm just gonna take it off from here. The president of this place is probably one of the least favorites of out of everybody in the country. Because listen, man, tariffs are going up, other stuff is going up, inflation, gas prices, which gas prices were bad enough as it is in 2024 and 2023. That was really bad. It's getting worse. So for all the foreigners overseas that are thinking of coming to the USA, don't come until 2020. Well, no, not 2020s. It's not even in the 20s. Don't come until 2030 because that's when the president will be out of office and we'll probably get an actually good president. Maybe we'll even get our first female president. Maybe we'll get our first black female president. Which honestly would be good because she actually spits facts. And this man just makes up stuff as he goes. I'm pretty sure that he spends more time on the golf course than he does actually doing his job. But anyway, being black in the USA. Being black in the USA can be a mixed bag, man. There are a lot of people that you will meet that are black in the USA. Like me, the normal dude. The guy that just gets in, get out, and does stuff that he needs to do. Like nothing really new. He just wants to be done with it already. That is what I do on the daily. And then there are some other people, which is what I'm about to describe now. The wannabe thugs. These guys are probably the worst. They sag their pants, wear shiesties, just wear the most random underwear. Like this man, I saw that he was sagging his pants. He had dollar bill underwear on. What? Who just thinks of that on the daily? Because listen, man, if I had to do anything in my life, I would not choose this. And right now, I am going to get a drink, so I'm going to pause the video right here, then I'll be back. Yeah, okay, I'm back, and I got some lemonade, too. Yes, sir. But back to my point. Where was I? It just took 2 minutes off just to get the... Oh, yeah. Don't want to be thugs. But, like, the thing is that if they were actually in a place that was actually hood, they'll be the first to get murked, bro. I'm just being so for real when I say this. People who are wannabes and don't actually do anything about it, they're getting murked immediately. They're gonna end up like Tupac by the time that they get in there. Not by the time they get out, by the time they get in. But next, going on, the real thugs. These guys are the biggest crash outs, and you need to stay away from them as much as possible. Because these guys will pick a fight with almost, I don't know, anybody. Anybody that looks at them wrong, they got beef. Anybody that talks to them wrong, they got beef. Even breathing can make bro crash out. Like, I don't even know how to describe this. But in other words, just stay away from them. Moving on! The NPCs. The NPCs are people that just, I don't know. I don't know what they do, actually, because I'm not an NPC. I'm just a normal dude that just gets in, gets out, and... Actually, no, that's what NPCs do. Get in and get out. So I guess I am an NPC. Like, I just want to get my day over with, especially during high school. Specifically, at my school, we have this thing called A days and B days. Specifically, A days. The only good class that I have there is my world cultures class, because I can just get the best reactions out of my world cultures teacher. Actually, one of the best. And then the other good one that is there is... Actually, no, there is no good classes other than world cultures on A day. That's it. But then, on B days, that's when it actually gets good. Because B days, I actually have all the good classes, and then on A days, I just have all the garbage classes. I'm not saying that the teachers are garbage. No, I like all my teachers equally. It's just the class in general. I hate these classes. Like, government is too complicated. Like, almost every single type of government ends in theocracy. Ends in ocracy or something. Like, there's democracy, theocracy, oligarchy, I don't even know. Democracy. Like, listen, man, I can't tell anything from anything, bro. That's why I got a 72 on my test that day. I couldn't even tell you what was what. Well, actually, I'm not sure if that was bad. 73 is a C, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, like, the subjects just suck in general. Because, like, listen, man. World cultures is hard. Government sucks. Digital literacy, that one is actually fairly decent. Like, I don't really have anything to say about that. All I really have to say is that it sucks about how much I have to wait for lunch, because there are 4 lunches that we have. I have the second to last lunch, and it is worse. It is the worst. Like, the amount of times I have to wait, and especially on B days too, I eat at the last lunch. Why? Like, I'd rather eat in the first or second rather than just having to wait until the very end. Because the thing is because on B days, the cafeteria is right on the other side of the school from where my class is, because my class is on the 3rd floor, which there are only 4 classes on the 3rd floor. The cafeteria is on the other side of the school, so once that bell rings, I gotta bolt up the stairs, bolt down the hallway, bolt up the stairs again, stop to take a breath to get my energy back up, and then run all the way back to class just so I'm not late. It's basically impossible to not get there by the bell. Actually, no, sorry. It's basically impossible to get there by the bell. Because, like, we have 6 minutes to get to class, which you guys are probably going to say, that's enough time. We only got 4 minutes. I only got 5 minutes. I only got so-and-so minutes. It just sucks giving the amount of time that it takes to get from class to class. Like, normally, my classes aren't very far from each other. It's like on A days. It goes world cultures and digital literacy. World cultures and government, which government from my digital literacy is literally just right across the hall. It's like all I gotta do. Like, I can just stay in there as long as I want. Like, I leave out with 1 minute left in class anyway, because most of my friends actually are in that class the next time. So then I just leave before the bell rings. Then I go to government. Then after government is digital literacy, which that I just have to go downstairs to. And then with that, with digital literacy, I gotta go to physics, and then I gotta go all the way back up, take a right, take a left, take another left, take a right, and then there I am at the classroom. That's how many directions it takes. And B days are even worse because I got health, which is right across from my government and world cultures class, so it's in the same hallway. And then after that, I go to math, which is downstairs and 2 halls away, which the halls are huge. Like, I'm just gonna be so for real, not like huge, like width. I'm talking about length. So it takes me a while. Like, I gotta go all the way down the hallway to the left, and then go right, and there's a classroom, but it takes a while to get there. So I'm one of the last people to get in there. And then after that, I gotta go to theater, which is all the way on the other side of the school from my math class. So what I gotta do, I gotta go all the way back down the hall that I came from in health, go upstairs, go this way to the left, then turn to the left again. There will be a staircase that's up to the 3rd floor. Gotta walk up the stairs, and then gotta go to theater. And then I have 4th lunch on that day, so then I gotta go all the way back downstairs to the cafeteria, which takes me about 4 minutes to get there because I take the long way because that's the only way I know how to get there. And then after that, after lunch, I gotta go to English class, which is probably the best class that I have. And then I gotta go from lunch all the way down the hall. No, 2 halls. Gotta go upstairs, walk down a huge hall again, go up, walk up the stairs, turn around to my right. There's the English class, and I'll get there right by the bell. That's how slow I am. Once the bell rings, my foot is right outside the doorstep. And the thing is that if you are 1 second late to the class, there is something that we have called a tardy table, which we have to do. We have school badges for identification. We gotta go there, scan our badges, then they give us a tardy pass. Which the thing is that my English teacher is pretty chill. I'm not gonna lie, and also there's not even a single tardy table close to that class because it's on the 3rd floor, and then the last one is like on the other side of the hall. No, sorry, not on the other side of the hall. Down and then on the other side of the hall. So it'll take me at least 5 minutes to get back because of how many kids are tardy. So then by the time I get there, we're already 10 minutes in class. Which when we are already 10 minutes in class, I already missed most of the class. Because listen, he explains everything that we gotta do in 10 minutes. Because because it's pretty simple when it comes to his descriptions of stuff. Like, it's pretty easy. So then if I'm late, I gotta wait the entire thing. Oh my god, is that shine on my forehead is actually crazy. I have no idea how I just now noticed that. But anyway, moving on. Homecoming. Homecoming can be a hit or miss. Just depends on who you are. Hold on, let me take a sip real quick. Yeah, homecoming. Basically, if you ask somebody out and you get rejected, you are the biggest loser in the friend group. Like, I'm not talking about females. I'm talking about, like, if a female rejects a dude, you are the biggest loser in the friend group. Like, when I say that, I'm not exaggerating. It is actually true. Like, if you do that, your homeboys will literally laugh at you until the world ends. And then they're probably going to use that against you once you get a girl. They're going to be like, remember that one time you got rejected by that one girl? Why do I feel like that's what's going to happen when I at somebody at homecoming, which I'm probably not going to do. Because number 1, I don't need to. Number 2, I have better things to do. And then number 3, because I don't want to. And then number 4, because, I don't know, because we have a week left. A week and 2 days left because it's on a Saturday. Before you guys say, oh my god, it's on a Saturday, you gotta stay there all day. No, It is 8 to 11. Wait, hold up. 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 3. Oh my god. In middle school dances, that only lasted like an hour and a half. But this is 3 hours. I'm actually about to cry. I don't know if we need money, extra money for concessions and stuff, or if we need extra money for drinks and stuff. But the thing is that the tickets are $20, which in middle school they were $5. That's basically quadrupling the price. Like, who's just gonna give somebody $20 and say, yeah, here you go, here's $20, here's your ticket? It's not even a physical ticket. You gotta scan your badge to get in. Which, if you forget your badge, you're not getting in, you're screwed. Unless you can memorize your student number, which I can remember that easily. Because, I don't know, I'm black. I mean, it's been the same thing. You know, black people have good memories. Yeah, I don't know where I came up with that. That's just something that I just came up with on the spot. Don't worry about that. But the thing is, I'm smart in certain subjects. Like, let's see. If it's math or something, like specifically algebra, I'm cooking that, bro. I have a B in algebra, B or C, because I'm pretty sure I have like 2 missing assignments in that. But currently, I probably have a B or a C in that class, which pretty easy. Like, I can get those up easily. And then, other classes like government, I have an F in because I can barely get anything done in there because every time I ask for help, he explains it in the most complicated way possible. It's like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. So, like, once I ask him, I don't want to annoy him again, so when I'm asking him twice, I just figure it out myself. And before you guys say, just use ChatGPT, just use ChatGPT. No. It's pretty obvious when you use ChatGPT. Because, listen, ChatGPT has a very specific way of reasoning stuff. Like, if you say, sound like a human, it's not going to sound like a human. It's probably going to sound like, well, it will sound like a human, but it's going to sound like Albert Einstein. So if you say, hey, ChatGPT, write my essay for me and don't sound like AI, that's physically impossible. No, physically, mentally, and objectively impossible. Because listen, unless you talk in a more complicated way, this is going to be impossible. Because me, when I feel like it, I can use big and complicated words, which is what I sometimes do on typed essays and not written essays, because number one, I write big on paper. Number two, the essay is very long, so then I don't have enough space. But other than that, it's pretty simple. So, like, if I use ChatGPT and they use big words a lot, it's basically going to be impossible for my teachers to be able to tell if it's AI or if it's not. And here's the hypocritical thing. They say that don't use AI because we can tell if it's AI. That is not 100% true. What they do, they copy and paste the essay into a checker, and then it says if it's AI or not. So then they're using AI themselves to see if it's AI, which, by the way, AI is always correct. So then you can just type it out yourself, and then they put it in the scanner to see if your essay was written by hand or by ChatGPT. It's probably going to say ChatGPT. Like, that happened to, well, not one of my friends, like one of my associates, Madeline. So she put in an English essay. Her English teacher put it in the thing to check for AI. It said AI when it was clearly not. Because number one, I saw her write the essay. And number two, because she didn't. Like, who in the right mind is going to use AI? Because that teacher didn't use online essays. He made them write it by hand. So basically, who's going to have the time to write it by hand? just to put it through AI. Like AI comes up with the most, I don't know, with the most outlandish ways of typing stuff. So basically, it will come out in like 8 paragraphs, and the minimum is 5 paragraphs. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's the maximum too, because I don't think teachers want to read 8 paragraphs unless you're in an advanced class. The minimum is 5 paragraphs, which I can do 5 paragraphs easily. I just sometimes do 4 because sometimes I overly explain my objective in the third or fourth paragraph, so then I don't exactly need it. And then, other than that, like, in conclusion for that statement, AI sucks. Like, they're turning to AI to check for AI. And they say AI isn't always correct. Which is true, but yet they're turning to AI themselves just to see if the essay was right. So, in conclusion to that subject, what? Moving on. Subject is teachers. You can have some of the best teachers ever, or you can have one of the worst teachers. Like, either it can be a normal, like, it can be a normal 25-year-old teacher that just got their degree. Well, my teacher is 24 and has 2 degrees already, and she's still working on her third. So then, by now, she's just gonna be, like, you can have some of the best teachers ever. Or you can have the middle-aged person who just doesn't really care, or you can have the annoyed 50-year-old teacher that, I don't know, that just hates everything in general. But if you get the old teacher, you're basically screwed at that point, because if they don't like you, you're basically not gonna get a good grade, which isn't always the case. But that's only like 20% of the time. But I have actually had a teacher like that, not in high school, but in middle school. I'm not gonna say who, because they're probably watching this video if they found out. Thanks for the pens, Mom. And then if they see that, I'm just gonna get in trouble in general. But other than that, let's just leave it off here. And in conclusion, high school sucks.